Well, it acted up. I got all my tools up there and I shut the lift off and then it wouldn't restart. It no crank, no click, no nothing. So I'm going to take this access panel off. Well, let's see if it happens right now. Last time I tried, see that? The unlock is up. Key is on, nothing's happening. So I want to go in here and test this switch out. We got a 7/16. There's an access panel here with a brake light. And just 2 bolts. It's about 65 out and windy, so it's not, not raining, not a big deal. But if I'm up there stuck and nobody's around, that's gonna be a bummer. So we need to narrow this down to what's wrong with it. If it needs a switch, I got to order a switch. If it's a loose connection, whatever, I need to find out what's going on here, because that's driving me nuts. It's only happened about 3 times since I had the lift. But 1 time is too many, and there's nobody around today. I got it to start and it came down, but that's not what I want. So disconnect this brake light. It's a 3rd brake light, because this portion of the lift sticks way out, the basket, when you're towing it. Get this right out of the way. And then what I need is a test light. I'm assuming everything's 12 volts. Can you see anything? Sorta. The kill switch is up. The start button is right here. So what I want to do is get me a good ground. We're gonna get a good ground, right? Somewhere over the rainbow. Let's see. I don't see a designated ground wire. There's probably 100 of them. But I don't want to move wires. What I want to do, maybe I'll just put a bolt back in here and hook to the bolt. Once the threads start, we should be grounded, right? Put my ground on that. And touchy, see what's happening. We got an orange and a red. So I don't know if we got a good ground. So far I got no power. We try over here. No. The kill switch has screws that are up underneath it, so they're hard to get to. So I think that whole top panel will have to come off. And the choke, maybe the choke has something. Like I said, I don't know if I have a good ground. Always check your powers and grounds. We don't know what has power. So I'll tighten this bolt right up, and that should be a ground, right? I could connect onto a hose, but this little test light don't open very far. Okay, that's locked down. Let's see if that's any better. Let's see now. Nothing. Okay. And what we got? We got a bunch of stuff in the basket here. What we got is a little manifold back there. Bunch of wires on. I just want to be careful not to touch anything, but I'm going to see if I can get power out of something to see if we got a good ground here. All right, we got a good ground. We got power back here. So now on the start switch, I'm going to go right to the lead here. Might be a ground side switch, right? We don't know. Let's see here. My guess is it's that kill switch. And I can't get in there, can I, too? There's only like 2.5 inches of room under it, and the plastic's covering the side. So I'd have to lift this whole cover up, which we found was a hassle because these have to be unscrewed and lifted out to lift the panel. Why isn't anything easy? But I want to fix this while it's down and I have time. I'm not up there ready to work and I'm stuck up there for hours till somebody comes around. So reaching up in here on the kill switch, the yellow wire, is it yellow? Is really loose, like real loose. And on this side, we've got the yellow wire coming back out. And that's a little tighter. So I either need a mirror to see if it's a push-on, if it's a crimp, and a screw like the rest of these. Seems like it would be. And that'd be cool if you got a loose connection. See how I can get to it. Alright, I got the test light to fit on the side. And we've got power, so it's a positive, this yellow wire, on the loose side. And over on the tighter side, I can't get it to light. So it appears that it's a switch. Isn't that cool? That makes it kind of easy. So it's an up and down momentary switch. So let's see how we can unhook that and bring it out to check it. Okay, I had power on the right side, no power on the left side. If I follow the yellow wire, it goes over to the stop button, comes back out of the stop button, and the blue wire on back through down to that block right there. And that would be the fourth one down. And so that feeds back to the engine. So let's see what we got here. I checked the power on that yellow one over here, and I moved the switch up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down, and then finally it lit on the yellow wire. So to me, the connection is still on that main switch there, the kill switch, the red one. And so that's held up there with two screws. That's kind of weird setup. Two, straight screws. And I thought it would unspin, but if you move that up and down, you put this light where you can see it here. If you move that up and down, and you can see up under there, there's a little red thing that's bouncing back and forth. See that moving? You get the light just right. There's a red thing. So my guess is water got in that thing and we got a bad connection. So let's figure out how to get to it. Obviously this cover, if I take the 4 bolts out, would only come up the distance of these little squeeze buttons here. So I need a screwdriver in there, a little stubby. I don't know if I can get my hand in there, but it looks like the panel would have to come off to be able to do this properly. So it looks like 5/8 wrenches and loosen all 3 knobs and take them out. That's my guess. Before I did all that, I tugged and these knobs came right off. So now I can just take these 4 bolts off. So now the 4 bolts are out. Let's be careful we don't touch anything. See how high this will come up. Ooh, nice. Now we can test it, right? So, looks pretty simple, right? Sure. What can you see here? Now, I'm going to grab the test light, hook her back on, to a known good ground. Right on our bolt. And then let's see what has power. Let's see here. The switch is in the up position, and this one is the one I thought was loose. And it doesn't really feel loose. I think the whole bolt was moving. See that? So here's our power. Can you see that? Yeah. Power on this side, no power on this side. And the reds come over here, no power, no power, nothing, nothing. Everything is dead at the moment because we killed power here. So the power comes in on the yellow wire over to the start stop button. I don't understand the reason for that. I guess, is it called a start stop? It's called stop engine button. But if you shut this off, it shuts off with it. But let me show you what I saw moving there. See down in that switch, let's see here. It's red, it's got a little red pointer. That's what I saw moving. Let's see if that's proper. I'm having trouble with camera here. Whoa! Let's see here. Now I'm going to press, remember that everything was live on this side, dead on this side. So now I'm going to press this down. No. The switch is in the up position right now, so the power should be flowing through it, and it's not. See that? It's not. So let's see here. Now I'm checking at the bolt, a little screw in there, so that tells me that the connector's good. Otherwise, we wouldn't have power at the bolt. This side is dead, and so it's got to be inside the switch itself, and I don't know how it functions. It's a huge spring-loaded thing. Let's push it down. That kills it. See, it's like a big magnet that came down. Still have power, no power. Now I'm going to lift it up. See, she's not going to start till we have power there. It does not. So we know that this side's got to be good because we can't have more than one problem, right? Normally it's one problem. So I don't know how this switch comes apart, but it looks like we got to take the switch apart and clean it. This side is just a, kill, and they call it the push down for emergency stop. Button must be in the up position before it can be started. So now it's in the up position, and we still have no power here. Can you see that? Yeah. So now I'm going to click at it a few times and see if I can get this to come on, because that's what it was doing. It's once in a while it works. There's that red thing right here. That's part of the switch. It's a pointer. So the contact isn't here. The contact's inside this part. So we'll probably have to get a part number off of this. Maybe I can get it from Granger. See, now we got power. Power there, power here. So probably we'll start. See that? I got to choke it to make it start. It's kind of cold out, but so there's off. It's off. On. See, it's dead again. See it? Nothing. So on. Got to be a contact right there. So how does it work? Down is spring load. The pointer comes up. It looks like the pointer's up all the way, and we still have no contact. So we need a switch. It looks like a little B thing. See if I can get a part number on this. It looks like this brass screw, you unscrew that, and this switch will come off in there. So I think I'll start with that. So I'll go over and shut the key off, kill all the power over here, and then I'll take this little brass screw out. So, well, I better check it, make sure she's dead, right? Key off, lights went off, so she's dead. Okay, so I'm going to see if I can loosen this thing. Pretty loose. Pretty loose. No pressure at all. Do we know what we're doing? Not at all. I need to have this reliable. There it is. See, it's got a little push button switch in and out. And this little brass screw, does that come out? And it goes on this way. So switch on this side, number 2 over to here. So what I should do is unscrew the connections and pull the whole thing right out of here, because the problem is not in the pull button, it's in just this switch part. See if I can get one separately. I don't know if I can find a part number. Oh, these just pull out, so I don't have to go very far, do I? Yeah, they just pull out. Start that back in there so I don't lose it. There we go. So we know that these are good. Set this down. We know that this moves up and down. That works fine. It's held on there with these 2 screws, and they're kind of loose. Snug them up. I'm sure that won't have anything to do with it, but who knows. Alright, now our switch has a tiny part number, 1 amp, tiny part number, but all it is a continuity switch. So you press that in and out, see that? On this side, just a pointer. So I don't want to take it apart. What I could do, I don't want to, is I could wire these 2 together, because it's a momentary cutoff. If I can't find the same switch, I can probably get a whole new one like that. But I think just this, and this looks like it's put together with rivets. I don't think we can take it apart. I bet you the contacts are dirty is all that's wrong with it. But I'm going to put a continuity tester on that and see if we can make this work. I don't know if you can see that. I got my 2 leads on the 2 screws, and we've got, press this button, see that's working. Now it's not working. Now it's working. Now it's not. Just jiggling it. So, see it? I don't know if you can. It's just jiggling it here. See it? Works and then it stops working. There, see it? So it is a switch. Let me look it up. I can see in Granger's. I don't know where else to check. I could check Amazon, I doubt, but let me look this up. I'll get a picture, write down this part number, see what we can come up with. Oh baby. Okay, I took some parts cleaner here, brake parts cleaner, and I sprayed the switch. Looks like there's 4 little plastic rivets, and if I drill them out, I imagine the springs and crap will fall out. May not get it back together. I did go on Amazon, and I could get one for like $6, so I ordered it. It'll be here in 2 days. So we can go ahead and trash this one if we have to. I'm kind of curious if there's a little dirt in it, a little moisture, what I should use. Should I soak it? You know, probably nothing other than the switch has to be exactly in the right position. Piece of water, hardened, what do you call it, like calcium or something at the edge of it where, you know, maybe water's dripped in it, not making good contact. No dirt come out of it, no rust, but that moves back and forth. So I bet you if I put a little WD-40 or something in that now that I got it, you know, clean, everything evaporated, but I'm going to check it for continuity, or maybe I should do it before I spray it anymore. So I got it on both pins, they're leaning on me. Now I'm going to press the little button down. Let up. Down. Let up. Down. See, now it's working. For the $6, I'm going to go ahead and get the switch anyway, because it'd be good to have it on hand, because this little tiny part will keep you up in the air from coming down. And I don't want to be stranded up on that lift up in the air because the engine won't start because this little safety switch is stuck. So I'll probably put a little lube in that. No sense of taking it apart. Probably if I take it apart, I could really clean it good. It's still not that clean. So I think it just got debris in there. It looks like copper. So just a momentary switch. Yeah, I'll lube that up and I'll go try it again. Alright, I lubed it after I did the brake clean. Let's see, the screw goes in there. It's the attachment screw. Does it have locator pins? It does. This side, right? Like that. Tighten that bad boy down. Yeah, so a ground on this part doesn't matter. You're just making and breaking the circuit. That really should be a Phillips screwdriver. What do we got here? Down here I got one, right? Yep. There we go. And then just hook our 2 wires back up. Instead of doing continuity, we could use a test light because it's easier to see. And like I said, that's not a guaranteed fix. So the switch will be here in 2 days. In the meantime, if it works, it still works, you know. We'll go flick the key on, and then we'll try the test light and see if our switch really works now. I need it to work every time. Do not want to be stranded in the air. So, where's the test light? Right here. Okay, what can you see? Can you see? Sure. So, right now, the switch is up. So with the switch up, we should have power on both sides. You see the test light? We have power coming in, got power coming out. Now I'm going to kill it, pressing it down. Power's out, power's still in. We're going to do this several times to make sure it works. On, off, on, off. Look at that. We don't even need a switch. Should I cancel it? I don't know. It's pretty important to have this work. And we got power in. Hold this still. Pull up on it. Now she's working, guys. Well, that was easy. But if you're in the air and you don't have a test light, you don't have the proper wrench to take the cover off. Should we always bring a 7/16 with us? Always carry a test light. The new switch is different than this. They do have another switch that looks similar to this. And if I get that, I don't need to use the top portion. But it's just a spring loaded that pushes on it. There's no guarantee I'll be getting the right switch. So I'm going to get the complete thing coming. It's like $6. And obviously it's, you know, aftermarket something, but usually it's a momentary on or off. So this is going to start. It isn't acting up at all, so up and away. I'm going to shut it off. It's also a stop engine here. Let's test it. And then we'll press this. Everything's dead. On. Off. On. Off. On. We're in good shape, guys. Gotta use a choke probably because it's cold. Well, that was easy. So I didn't think it was anything too complicated because I got up there and I shut her off. And I lifted it. I could hear it clicking on, but that's only this mechanical part, not the switch part. So that had me worried that I have to try to climb through the window that I didn't fully open. Or wait for somebody because I'm home alone, you know. Don't feel like jumping 17 feet to the ground here. So, switch is coming. Looks like I can keep using this. I know where the problem lies. I'll bring a 7/16 up with me if I have to. But I know it's in that little switch part. And I did tap this with a hammer. Nothing happened. So I'm going to put our... Well, I don't really need to put our controls back on because I'll be taking it back off. Yeah. But I want to go back up and do a little cutting around that window and test out my project. But this is just a quick one on how I tested the switch. Find out what's wrong. Why this, when I shut it off in the air, I can't get it to restart. And it's only in the kill switch. So that's cool. Thanks for watching. See you later.